All right, reminder students will analyze prevention and treatment for alcohol abuse. Read chapter 10.4, pages 306 and 311. Complete notes. At your table, group rank a list below for what you think is the first person or the one reason to drink and the 22nd reason why people drink. List of reasons why. Do the lesson review for 10.4 and email it to your teacher. You may do it on a piece of paper. See picture below. Quizlet, I have to review for a test to do the chapter review on page 312 in your book and turn in. And if you finish early, challenge growth. Go to the links and read more about alcohol. Resource for you. Make your study sheet for the test lesson. 10.3 and 10.4. Pick an activity to do for an assessment in a practice folder when it's learning. And select a book for a closet library to read when you finish early. See next page for more options. Go to Search Institute website and create a list of things you think teachers should do to build developmental relationships. Alright, why do people not drink? It is against the law to drink in around places. Basically, if you're and Magic Murray was doing something like a prank, you should not be drinking. I'm gonna pretend that it's real. Copy of the Chapter 17 test. Students will analyze the causes, treatments, and symptoms of mental illness. Seventeen point one. Students will analyze mental illness and mental disorders. Chapter 17, read pages 502 and 507. Define each of these vocabulary words on a notebook paper. Two options. Take the anxiety test, page 505, and write the numbers of yes answers you had on the whiteboard with a dry erase marker. How much anxiety are you feeling? These questions will help you assess how much anxiety you may be feeling from day to day. I become afraid for no reason at all, yes or no. I easily become upset or feeling panicky. I feel like I am falling apart and unable to control my feelings. I feel more nervous than anxious than usual. I can feel my heart beating all fast, although I am not exercising. I am bothered by my stomach aches and indigestion. I have fainting spells or periods of time whenever I faint. I am bothered by headaches and neck and back pains. Add to the number, yes, answers to assess how anxious you are feeling. The more yes answers you have, the more anxiety you might. Take the health and wellness IQ test, pages 501 below. Health and wellness. Anxiety and depression are the two most common types of mental illness and disorders. Phobias are a mental disorder. Untreated depression can have serious consequences. People with autism have trouble interacting with other people. Most people with mental disorder could get over it if they just tried hard enough. Someone who just talks about suicide or writes about it on social media is probably just joking. Suicide is the lead causing of death among teenagers in the United States. Medications can be useful in treating mental disorders. Being physically active can be an effective strategy for coping with negative feelings or stress. If you're feeling a good enough friend, you can cure your friend's mental disorder. Take a clarity test. Option 1, read chapter 17, lesson pages 1, 500 and 507. See pick and then answers questions for 1 through 7. Answer the thinking critically questions after it does too much TV make you depressed information on page 506 in your book. If you finish early, challenge growth. Go to links and read more about mental illness, resource for you. Make your study sheet for the test. Play a vocabulary game, flashcards. Do a spelling game or a matching activity. Select a book from a closet or library to read when you finish early. Why are you coming up back to me? This mouse is not moving. This mouse, it's not moving. Come on now. Thank you. I was waiting for you. Darn it. Define, explain, and compare. Page 53 should help you out. Define the terms. You may use text or the internet. Explain the terms. Use your own words to tell me what it means. Compare the terms. Create a metaphor or what the term means, or remind you as to help you understand it, remember, and explain why this metaphor will help you remember. Executive functions, which is define, explain, and compare. Working memory, same as that. Cognitive flexibility, inhibition. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get my phone. I don't want to get a new phone just yet. Can't wait for tomorrow though. But I'll be able to get it tomorrow though. I'm gonna do copy of 1002. Lesson plan reminder chapter and test on December 6th, periods 3 and 4 and 5. December 4th, period 6. Students will analyze the effects of alcohol on their general health. Watch Tom Part 2. Pick two of the following and make a PowerPoint or a video. Everyone must participate by making 2 slides with the graphic participating in the video. Turn this on its learning. Alcohol use, accidents, and violence. Binge drinking, alcohol poisoning. Long-term health consequences of alcohol use. Consequences of underage drinking. Resources you might find helpful. You can use your own links. If you finish early, challenge growth. Get links to read more about alcohol and do the same thing about that. Alright, copy of 11.3. Students will analyze drug abuse and addiction. Rank prevention strategies below for 1 to 5, with 1 being the most useful strategy. Be prepared to explain your answers to the partner. Skills for health and wellness. Avoiding abuse of medications and other drugs. Strategies you listed below can help you avoid misusing the abusing medications and other drugs. Before using medication, make sure you carefully read all the instructions. Understand the side effects of all the medications before you take them. Understand the short and the long-term consequences of using different types of drugs. Develop strategies for handling officers for pressure or other people trying to drugs. Avoid going to places wherever people may be going using drugs. Read chapter 11.3 and complete notes. Agenda. Choose up to 1, 2, or 3 or complete all your own. Or complete on your own. Do the 11 free review questions alone and show your teacher. Watch Drug Free World, Earbuds or Hallway. Write 3 things you learned on the big post and note on the whiteboard, include your name. Read the following press release located at the end of this doc. Write one paragraph about what you learned for the rating. Google Docs, paper, or poster. Everyone must complete 2 alone or with a partner. Complete review of pages on 127 of paper poster Google Docs. Press release. Attorney General Curtis Hill files lawsuit against opioid against Purdue Pharma. Attorney General Curtis Hill filed a lawsuit today against opioid manufacturer Purdue Pharma Inc., Purdue Pharma LP, and the Purdue Frederick Company collectively. Purdue Pharma. Purdue Pharma's opioid products include the drugs OxyContin. The lawsuit alleges that Purdue Pharma's content misrepresenting the risks and benefits of opioids and played a key role in opioid crisis in Indiana. Following my offices throughout the investigation of the company's activities in Indiana, this lawsuit demands that Purdue Pharma answer its violations for Indiana law. The Attorney General Hill said this litigation is one of the additional two is as an alleged state's arsenal to combat an opioid crisis. My office is committed to helping companies that engage in unfair, abusive, and deceptive practices in Indiana accountable for their misconduct. The lawsuit against Purdue Pharma is a summation for nearly 2 years in exhaustive investigation depositions or former employees, interviews of prescribers across the state, and thorough review of company documents. The allegations against Purdue Pharma depict the lengths to which the company sought to increase profits by promoting its employees in Indiana, including by minimizing or denying the risk and addiction, exaggerating the benefits of use of opioids for treatment of chronic pain, denying or failing or disclose the increased dangers of opioids at higher doses, targeting elderly and unemployed native patients to create a new market of long-term customers, spreading the above misrepresentations to Indiana's medical community and to consumers, and engaging in elaborate deception by enlisting what appeared to be independent entities carrying neutral information, what were actually paid, funded, or be otherwise controlled by the Purdue or publicized statement known to be unsupported by facts or scientific research. The lawsuit filed in Marion County on behalf of the state of Indiana alleges that Purdue violated Indiana's Deceptive Consumer Sales Act, the Prescription Drug Discount and the Benefit Card Statute, the False Claims Act and Medicaid False Claims Act, and complaint seeks maximum penalties, treble damages, costs, and an order directing Purdue Pharma to stop its unlawful conduct. The state is aided on its lawsuit by Cohen, Milstein, Sellers, and Tall PLLC, and Zimmerman Retail LP. If you or someone you know is struggling with an addiction, you can locate the treatment providers in Indiana by calling 211-1-800-682-HELP 4357. A copy of the complaint is attached. Access ticket. On the whiteboard, write one way you can help a person addicted to drugs. If you finish early, like I said, all this above, click one of these expanded if you feel comfortable with it. Click all those things to help you out. Pardon me, I'm just so tired today, man. And who cares? I'm just tired. It's the N1101. Copy of Students will analyze why people use medicine, how to take medicine safely. Take the IQ test and we will do it as a class. Over-the-counter prescription medications cannot be abused like other drugs, such as cocaine and heroin. Some medications can have different effects depending on whether they are taking food, alcohol, or other medicines. More people die each other for drug overdose due to the misuse prescriptions of drugs than for the drug use of drugs. People only suffer serious consequences if they use drug many times for over a long period of time. People who are addicted to drug must take larger and larger amounts of the experience to the same effect. People who are addicted to drugs, they can stop using reality easily whenever they choose to do so. Because marijuana is a gateway drug, it's not dangerous. A person who uses inhaler risks just once can die. A person's environment is a risk factor whenever he or she will be abused by become addicted to drugs. Drug addiction is a relatively easy problem to treat, so long as the person wants to stop using drugs. A complete notes. Warm-up activity. Find a partner not at your table. Ask following questions. How can someone take the medication safely? What do they need to know? One person asks, one shares the answer. Switch in when your teacher tells you to do. Find a different partner. Repeat. Just like this video. Possible reasons. Watch a video. If you feel like it. Explain your own words on its learning chats. Fred, how you drugs get approved by the FDA. You can use the website below as your resource. Make a poster or group of slides with some strategies to take medicine safely. On a whiteboard, one reason why people take medicine, one safety tip for taking medicine. Please write your name under your response. If you finish early, challenge growth. Pick an activity to do for an assessment and practice folder on its learning to see more info. Most of my papers are actually health, but I'm getting all of them done, I promise, guys. (10.1) Chapter 10 test will be on December 6th, period 3, 4 and 5, and December 4, period 6. Students will analyze how alcohol affects the whole body. Complete the whole one. Review questions about 1 through 7 in the real world health letter with at least 5 facts about how alcohol affects the body. This is real world. What is an active chemical compound in alcohol? Resources you might find helpful. If you finish early, challenge growth. Pick an activity to do. Write down the most important thing you learned today about how alcohol affects the whole body in the whiteboard. Please write your name at the bottom of your worksheet. Thanks. No, I think we have enough time. (15.2) Students will analyze your identity development. Establishing your identity. In groups of 2 or by yourself, complete the 15.2 review on a Google Doc or paper. Discussion. Participate in one of your discussions below in the assignment folder. 4-minute video of the gender identity and cultural identity for 2-minute video. If you finish early, challenge growth. Make your study sheet on for the test. Play a vocabulary game, flashcards. Do a spelling challenge or matching activity. Copy of CPR. Students will demonstrate CPR compressions. Stay in a live office. Students will watch hands only CPR video. Students will practice CPR in groups of three and they get checked out by an instructor. Students will go through mock energy in groups of three and for 5 minutes. Check for understanding. Write something you learned today on the whiteboard. Thanks. Yeah, I did it with Eric and it was pretty fun. I was kind of good at it, but Mr. Frigid is like Mr. Frigid was like I asked him if I'm doing it right, and Mr. Frigid was like, that mean if that red is that means you're not doing it right. So try it again a little bit, and I did. It was pretty good. Copy my sister keeper plan. Students will analyze mental health, disease, and body systems as they watch My Sister's Keeper. Watch My Sister's Keeper and take notes. You will have to answer questions after you watch the movie. 5.3. Students will analyze how to treat and prevent eating disorders. Please do the Chapter 5 matching activity for lessons 5.1, 5.2, 5.3 to be prepared for your test. You must click on a section 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, then selecting the matching activity, then go back to clicking the next section until you complete all the three. Read 5.3 plus notes, pages 147, 151. Lesson 5.3 PowerPoint. Your options for showing me what you learned today. Poster and analyzing eating disorders. PowerPoint analyzing eating disorders. Video or audio analyzing eating disorders. Scared commercial analyzing eating disorders. How to make an audio or video. Okay, after I make this video, I'm gonna take a shower. I'll be going to bed at that time, so just let you know. Because I have a long day tomorrow. So look for my phone again. I'm pretty sure I left it. I left it at my school. At my school. Okay. All right. All right. 16.4. You have 1 minute to work on your word cloud and then share with all others at your table. Students will analyze how to manage stress. Before you read word cloud, positive reprisal, meditation, stress management, progressive muscle relaxation, visualization. On a separate piece of paper, make predictions about what you will learn in this lesson based on a saved word cloud below. Then gather into groups of 3 or 4, share your predictions. Finally, choose your group's 5 best predictions and share them within the class. Now read chapter 16, lesson 4, 16.4, and see if your prediction is close. Also, as you read, you may add your word cloud. Leave your word cloud on your desk. Do notes. Selections 2 or 4. Options below for your assignment today. Read the case study, page 494, answering the questions. What do you think are primary factors that led Liana to develop health problems? Liana is a 14-year-old freshman. When she started high school, Liliana did not know many of her kids because her family just moved in town. At the beginning of the year, Liliana grades were low and she felt less prepared for high school than the other students in her classes. Liliana felt very stressed when she had a test or an assignment due. She began to have persistent headaches and stomach aches, which sometimes kept her home from school. Liliana's English teacher suggested She talked to the school nurse about her health problems. According to the nurse, Liliana's symptoms were the result of stress. The nurse suggested several strategies to reduce Liliana's level of stress and help her perform better in her classes. First, Liliana decided to spend her 10 to 15 minutes each Sunday night looking over upcoming assignments for this week and planning what she can do for each assignment. Second, she signed up for a yoga class and helped her relax her mind and body. Third, Liliana planned to take a bike after school each day to relax, clean her mind before starting on her work. Liliana is confident their stress management and strategies will lead to greater success in her classes and fewer stress-related health problems. On a poster, paper design, and stress buster calendar, see directions below. Use a book. Page 495 as a resource. Stress buster calendar. Draw a calendar of the next 30 days. Include a month, dates, and any official holidays. Then, in a box of each day, write one thing you can do to decrease your stress level. Do not repeat any activities. Each day should be different. Display your calendar somewhere in your room. Try to do all the activities in your calendar. Define your silence. Create a calendar and put your assignments in any activities that you have. You can use your iPhone or Android app. You can use the old-fashioned planner or calendar. If you finish early, challenge growth. Flight learning. When you edit this resource, you always have existence. Managing stress. Go to the links and read more about stress. Resource for you. Make your study sheet for the test. Play a vocabulary game. Do a spelling game or matching activity. Your teachers love you.